Yo, what's good? It's your boy, Coach Carl. I'm back at it again. I know it's been a minute since I posted online, but I've been busy doing a lot of stuff these last couple of days. So now I'm back and I'm making posts. And as you can see, I'm walking. This right here, my friend, is a 20-pound weighted vest. And I also got on 10-pound ankle weights. And I'm gonna do about at least 5 miles. So I'm gonna take y'all with me a little bit on this journey, and we're gonna talk about who Coach Carl is. Who is this dude everybody been talking about? Who is this dude? How old is this guy? How much does this guy work out every day? Why does he feel the need to work out 7 days a week? Is the dude crazy or what? Let's see. My whole journey started back in 2013. I was walking past the mirror one day and I realized that my belly looked a little big. And I realized I won't never like that. So I decided I want to do something a little different. So the first thing I did was I started saying I gotta try to lose some weight. I gotta try to exercise. I gotta put together some kind of plan. Because I used to be this martial artist. I used to be this boxer. And now I was this boxing coach. But I wasn't in shape. I wasn't even doing what I was teaching my kids to do. So what I said I was gonna do was start training. So I remember coming home that day and said I was gonna start off with something. So I said, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start off with, I'm gonna do 25 of everything. I'm gonna do 25 push-ups, 25 sit-ups. I'm gonna do 25 squats, 25 lunges, and 25 forward and backwards arm rotations. And that's how I started the whole game off. But as I thought I was gonna get on the floor and just do 25 push-ups, I realized that my push-up game was on 0. So I could only do 5 push-ups at a time. And once I did the 5, I would fall right out on the floor. So what I started doing is I started getting the pillow from the couch and I put it under my face. So I would do my 5 and then I would just fall slam out on the floor. And so I said, I gotta have some kind of rules so I can know whether I'm progressing or not. So what I did 5 push-ups. I took a 15-second break and did 5 push-ups. And I would do that till I got to 25. Then I would do 25 crunches, 25 squats, 25 lunges, and 25 forward and backwards arm rotations. And then went from that to being able to do 10 with a 15-second break, and then to be able to do 20 with a 15-second break. And then I got to 25, so that's only 4 sets. I was going from 25 until I was trying to reach to 100. So subsequently, I basically reached 100 on everything I was doing. So I started doing, 4 sets, 25 crunches. I was doing 2 sets of 50 squats. I was doing 50 forward and backwards arm rotations. I was doing 2 sets of 50 lunges. And then I was doing 4 sets of 25 push-ups with a 15-second break in between each set. Then one day, I decided I was gonna get froggy. And I was gonna see if I could actually do 50 push-ups. So I did 50, and then I had to wait like 5 minutes before I could do 10 at a time to make it to 100. One day, after about 6 months or so, I was able to get to 75. And then one day I decided I was gonna test myself. So I was gonna get on the floor. And because when you start getting tired, you start double counting. I was gonna get on the floor and I was gonna have my wife and my daughter count for me. So, and this thing is kind of heavy. And so my wife and my daughter counted for me. So once I got to 75, I lost count. So I kept going and they started counting out loud. And then they started motivating me. And they was like, come on, coach. Come on, you got it. I got to 100. I fell out. I think I slept for like 4 days after that. But that's what it was. So when I realized I could do 100, I was like, I'm the man now. So I started upping the ante on everything else. But it wasn't just about the exercise. That's my exercise journey. It was about what I was eating. And I was eating everything in the kitchen. So what I did is I sat down one day and I looked at, everything that you eat has a label on it. So I looked at the labels. And what I did is I said, I'm gonna write down everything that I eat for the course of a day. I'm not gonna change nothing. So I wrote down everything that I ate in the course of one day. And I came out to about This is gonna surprise you. About 6,000 calories. I was eating about 300 carbs. I was only eating about 80 protein because ain't that much protein in the food that I was eating. And I was just eating a bunch of junk. I mean, I was eating sub sandwiches, pizzas, hamburgers, hot dogs. So I wanted to go on the diet. So I didn't know a lot about diet. So I started reading. I started studying. I started using some of the techniques that I taught some of my boxers. And I said, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut back to 2,500 calories. Whew, that was a lot. So to do that, I had to basically write down everything I ate all day. So I started off in the morning and I wrote down everything I ate. Everything has calories, carbs, protein, fat, sugar, and sodium. I gotta stay under 2,500 grams of sodium because I had a family history of high blood pressure. And I didn't wanna have no parts of that. It's like I wanted to be disassociated from the family on that one. So, yeah, I did that. So I sat down in the first week or so, I was screwing it up. I kept getting to 2,600. And then I was supposed to get like 80 carbs and I was getting to like 95 carbs. I couldn't figure out how to lower it. So as I would eat one thing and then I would eliminate it, or I would eat half of it. Say I wanted a pack of 6 peanut butter crackers, but I knew this, a pack of 6 peanut butter crackers was gonna be too much as far as what I needed to eat. So what I started doing was just ripping them in half and I would eat 3. And by doing that, you still was able to eat them, but you didn't eat all of them. So that's how you was able to kind of, mix and match and do things the right way. And there's a whole lot of food that you can eat to stay under a certain amount of calories, carbs, protein, fat, sugar, and sodium. So what I started doing was I knew that one of the greatest things that I could eat was chicken. So not the dark meat chicken, the white meat chicken, because chicken breast was something like 120 calories and 25 to 30 grams of protein. So I knew I was doing right. So I started doing that. Man, this walk is getting kind of long with this weight vest. Nobody ain't tell me this. No, let's get it real. Yeah, I walk this walk every day. It make you tired, but you're gonna survive. But you didn't die though. All right, so the whole thing was I started eating that white meat chicken. So I would eat chicken breast for lunch and the chicken breast for dinner. And I was eating all kinds of vegetables and my snacks was protein bars. And then I realized I could drink protein shakes and they would eliminate not being able to reach a protein criteria, which was 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So I was doing that. So I looked up one day and looked in the mirror and I realized I was losing weight, but I didn't really know how much weight I was losing. And it was coming up on my anniversary, my 1 year anniversary. And so I was like, 1 year anniversary for my diet, but it was my wedding anniversary. And I had my wife buy me a shirt and a pair of pants because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to fit the ones that I already had. So she went out and she bought me a pair of pants, a pair of jeans, and a 3 button down shirt. And I remember trying it on the day before. And I was like, oh my God, what size is this? And it was a 32 by 30 and the shirt was a large. I was like, I'm drowning. I'm drowning in this jank. So I was like, okay. So I go upstairs and I try my other clothes on and I had about this much space in my pants. My shirts, you couldn't tell I was in shape at that time. But man, I had lost a lot of weight. In the first 6 months of being on my plan, I went down to like 137, 135. And I was like, okay, I done lost almost 60 pounds. Whoa. And I kept doing the same thing over and over. And then I started realizing the one thing that I didn't know that when I lost the weight, that I was going to uncover the muscle. I didn't know that. So it was one of them deals where I didn't realize I had lost so much. I just wanted that swimmer's body, where everything went straight up and down. I didn't realize that once I uncovered the belly, that it was going to be a 6-pack under there. Oh. And then when I realized it, I went ham. I started double taking and triple taking and quadruple taking. And before I knew it, I was down to 130, and I was like, wait a minute, hold up. Gotta put 10 of these back. gotta go in my drawer and get some rocks, put them in my pocket. I gotta put 10 of these back. Because I realized I had lost way too much, but I was cut up like I was getting ready for a bodybuilding competition. I'm talking about the protein had me swole. And I'm saying, dog, I was doing things. And then one day I go to the store. This is how I became vegan. I was eating so much chicken that I was growing feathers. So I decided that I was gonna go to the store and I was gonna look for something to eat that had the same or near the same protein and whatnot as chicken, because I needed some kind of source to get protein from, because I was drinking protein shakes. I was drinking like 2 a day, and I was eating all the protein bars and the whole nine. So I went in, and the only thing that I would eat or that would make sense for me to eat was all vegan. It was like a lot of vegan stuff. I didn't know what vegan was. So I just bought some vegan chick patties, and they tasted all right. When you get used to eating anything, it's like getting used to eating bread and water. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I drank some nasty beer in my life. So, I mean, that's what it was. I mean, I cut out the beer. That's the only reason why I was able to survive. Because I was drinking a 40-ounce of beer every night before I went on my diet. But that's one of the first things I cut out. Before I cut out the cookies, I cut out the beer. I tried to figure out how to keep the cookies, because I knew that the beer was a lot of sugar. So, had to cut that out, because that wasn't doing me no good. So I just got a whole story here. I mean, I could talk for days. As you can see, I've been walking the whole time and talking the whole time. And my mom always said, I ain't know how to close my mouth. I don't know. I used to talk all the time in school. Teachers used to write home letters. I'm gonna get this boy talk too much. But I had good grades though. My mama said, yeah, but you stopping everybody else from getting good grades because you run your mouth all the time. I was like, oh no. So maybe I should have been a politician. Maybe that's what I should have did in my former life. Maybe in my second life, I'll be a politician. I'll be like, like one of them big boys. Be on stage and just talk. And it will never be able to beat me, because they'll never be able to interrupt me. I just keep talking. But look, also, yeah. So I went vegan, and that's how that became. I started eating different alternative meats. And before you know it, I was no longer eating chicken. And that was the only thing I was eating was chicken and vegetables. So I just started mixing my plant-based chicken in. And then I started buying plant-based protein powder, because if I'm gonna do one thing, I'm gonna go all or nothing. So I went all or nothing. And I did everything right. And right about now, your boy is staying steady at 145 to 147 pounds. I'm still cut up from the butt up. You feel me? But that's how we do things. But I work out every day. My workouts got a little bit more intense, because obviously doing 100 of something didn't make much sense. So now I do 2 sets of push-ups, 2 sets of 100 push-ups every day. I don't feel like I need to do no more than that. It's got me where I want to be at, and it's keeping me tight. I go through a whole weightlifting routine. I was doing 20 exercises a day for like the last 2 years, until my son broke me down and said, what you want to do is do a couple of these and a couple of those every day. So I'm still doing about 14 exercises, but I'm breaking it down to just training certain muscles, which, as I'll shoot a couple more of these videos, I'll tell you all about how I'm breaking my routines down, why, and what days I do what. Because I got a routine. I train 7 days a week. I don't believe in taking breaks, because I take a break, you don't want to get back at it the next day. But there's always something that you could do. So on days like today, I just finished legs. Legs are gone, but I'm still walking. I don't know how that works. I thought my legs was gone. It must be magic. It must be magic. So I'm out here. I'm 55 years old. Yeah, I was the one that created the campaign 52 is the new 25. That was my slogan for like 2 years. But once I turned, another age, yeah, you know how that go. I turned 53, and then I turned 54, and I couldn't use that one no more. I must be a rapper. I'm rhyming on my timing. And I'm out here and I'm shining. Woo, the boy's doing some things. But so yeah, what I'm doing now, I'll be 56 in November. November the 5th, 2023, I'll be 56. Basically walking 5 miles a day with 40 extra pounds on. I go through a whole workout routine that I locked it in at about an hour and 15 minutes every day. I do different things every day. I go from the feet to the top of my head. I don't play. And I'm eating about 15 to 2,000 calories a day, depending on what I'm eating. I'm drinking my protein shakes, and I'm taking my my vitamins, my multivitamins. You know, everything is 100. I keep everything straight. But how I get this is hard work. Ain't no shortcut. It ain't like I got no remedy. It ain't like I got no special sauce. But when I'm trying to tell other people about working out, the thing I always tell them is this. People always say I don't have time to walk. I get tired when I walk. I say walk 15 minutes from the house in a straight line so that you have to turn around and walk 15 minutes back, because that's the only way you're gonna get home. So when you walk around the block, you know what happens. They walk around the block, and then when they get tired, they go home. They go in the house and get a glass of Kool-Aid, and they delete all the work they just put in. And, you know, just start one thing at a time. Go back and look at some of my past videos and see how I look when I got started and see how I look right now. And as y'all can see, I got on this hoodie, but the words is covered up. It says Champ Life. Champ Life. That's what I'm about, baby. I'm about that champ life. Ain't no shortcuts in being the champ. Man, y'all see the sweat rolling on my forehead? Man, I need a hat. It's hot out this jump. And it ain't winter yet. I like walking in the winter. But yeah, I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in and seeing what your boy Coach Carl had to talk about. Like I said, we're gonna make this thing a little bit more regular, and I'm gonna try to help y'all get in the kind of shape that y'all wanna be in, like I got in the kind of shape that I wanted to be in. But once again, it's your boy Coach Carl. Holla back on the flip side. I'm out. Peace.